Hey everyone, Mr. Smith here, and we're doing a little quick hits video, a little video tutorial on factoring complex trinomials. I'm shooting this video specifically for my calculus and vectors class, but you may find this useful too, whatever class you're in. A lot of people come into calculus and vectors and are still lacking the skill of factoring, and it's just going to pop up every now and then, and there's just no way around it. You need to know how to factor. I'm going to do two problems here, reviewing two techniques that you may have been introduced to over the course of your math career. The first technique is called decomposition. This is a technique most people learn, most teachers teach in grade 10. And the idea behind decomposition is we're going to factor this trinomial by grouping, by breaking the middle term up into two terms and then group factoring. The way we do that is we look for a pair of numbers that add to the middle coefficient, -3, and multiply to the product of the outer two coefficients. 4 times -1 is -4. The two numbers that do that are -4x and +1x. So we've broken up that middle term. The first term, still there. Last term, still there. And now we group factor, which means we common factor each term. Each pair of terms. The first pair of terms, 4x squared minus 4x, has a common factor of 4x, and we're left with x minus 1 when we common factor that. The last pair does not have any really common factor except 1. So this depends on personal preference. Some people like to actually write +1 times x minus 1. And now we have two different expressions. Each has a common factor of x minus 1. And we're left with 4x and +1 when we divide out that binomial common factor. We now have factored that trinomial by decomposition. It's a skill you just have to have, non-negotiable. The second method is sometimes called, I've heard it called the triple play method by some colleagues. I call it the Australian method because I'm a dad and there's a dad joke tied in there. So the Australian method requires the same process. You need to find two numbers that, I just realized to change this one, two numbers that add to the middle term. So we need two numbers that add to -7 and multiply to 2 times 5 is 10. Both methods require this process. Those two numbers are -2 and -5. But what we do with those numbers is a bit different. With the Australian method, because our quadratic starts with 2x squared, we set up two brackets and we put 2x in each bracket because of the 2. And now we actually have an extra 2 in here. So the way we take care of that is we write a 2 down under. So that's the joke for the Australian method. You write a 2 down under. And then our two numbers are -2 and -5. We pop our -2 and -5 in here. And we've essentially factored it. We just have to tidy things up a little bit. Notice that the first bracket can be common factored. 2x minus 5 cannot. You still have a 2 on the bottom, and this divides out. When you use the Australian method, the number on the bottom will always divide out. That's a nice little self-check. And there we go. So a little refresher on factoring a complex trinomial. Are we going to be factoring complex trinomials every day? No, but there's going to be times where it's just expected of you. And it's a tool you have to have in the toolbox. If you need more extra practice or review on that skill, please let me know, and we'll see you guys in class.